In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto.
Question everything, trust nothing. It's your boy BlockchainCrusader here. Welcome back for another episode of What If Wednesday here at Debate Crypto, guys. I hope you guys are pumped because next week is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be decentral. Nick and I are gonna be there exploring, getting tons of content for you guys, and lots of exclusive interviews. I mean, it's gonna be a blast. We're gonna have a great time. And for anybody watching right now, happy early Thanksgiving. Right, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. We will not be streaming tomorrow, and we will not be streaming the on Friday, as Nick was going to be traveling. We're going to be getting together and all this stuff. So a lot of things are happening here. We're going to be making a lot of content this weekend and Monday and Tuesday as well. But that aside, guys, it's What If Wednesday. So we're going to get crazy. We're going to be talking about FTX here a little bit, and what I honestly gonna walk away free, and I'm gonna explain to you why I think that. I'm gonna explain to you what I'm seeing that is happening and why this is important to realize, why this is important to know. But before we get into all of that, right, Danger Close Alpha, if you haven't joined the Discord, if you haven't been minting commodities, participating in this 5 ETH competition, I don't know what you're doing. Right, your portfolios are down, everybody's portfolios are down, the holidays are coming up, FTX collapsed the market. A lot of people are losing money, and this is an easy, simple way to be able to try to recuperate 5 ETH that can really change your portfolio. Either you build your portfolio back up or you use it to spread some cheer with your family now in the holidays. Either way, we're trying to do as much as we can for the community and give back 5 ETH to the people. Guys, get involved with the commodities. We are almost at 1,000 mints already. When we hit 1,000, I will be doing the reveal. And that's going to start, giving you some hints on who has what and what is left out there to mint. And maybe you can strategize a little bit better. But outside of that, let's check the markets here real quick today, because it's been a little interesting. Let me tell you guys, if you haven't smashed the likes, share out the live. Let's get hyped. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Let's have a good time here. So here we go, guys. Let's look at the markets real quick. So the markets, right? Give me 2 seconds, and here we are. Let me give this a quick little refresh. We're up 2.78%, up $830 billion. Bitcoin had a slight little move up today with the Fed minutes being released. Ethereum as well. BNB up 11% in the last 24 hours. Cardano up 2%. What else we got? We got Dogecoin up 4%. We had Litecoin. Litecoin is up 34% in the last week, up 11% in the last 24 hours. Litecoin was ripping last night. If anybody knows what's happening with Litecoin, drop it in the chat right now. Let the people know what is happening with Litecoin, because Litecoin's been ripping. People talk a lot of smack about Litecoin, but it's ripping, my friends. But let's get into the charts here real quick, which I have some special news to share with you guys as well. So give me 2 seconds here to share my screen one more time. Let's look at these charts. And guys, I got some good news for you guys when it comes to these charts, right? When it comes to these charts, might not have good news in the aspect of we're going to go to a new all-time high just yet, but we got 2 indicators here that I want to share with you guys that if you are looking to get into trading, this can greatly help you, right? The easy bands created by Crypto Stacker. We just had him on the show on Monday, and he's been on the show multiple times, and he will continue to be coming on for Magic Money Mondays, right? Easy. He's got many indicators. This is one of the easiest indicators on the daily to find accumulation zones. So if you are maybe not even trading, but just looking for good DCA levels, right? Using this indicator, anything between these dotted lines and this solid line would be a very good level to accumulate. This is just for Bitcoin. Obviously, we can do this on any altcoin, right? That you can find and say, hey, we're approaching these levels, or we are dipping into these levels. Let me start dollar cost averaging. If you're interested in this indicator, we have a link down below in the description of the channel. It really helps the channel out, guys. We're trying to make this our full-time thing, and every dollar really does help. But nonetheless, If this indicator is not for you, I've got another one for you right here, and it's called Lux Algo, right? So here is a little bit more complex in this indicator, but this is the trend catcher, right? This is the trend. If you want to catch trends and do kind of more of a swing trade, then this is something you would use. Obviously, here on the daily, we are under a strong sell, right? This line here, you can see, will go from red to green. And obviously, this was the time to buy, and then it turned to tell you to sell. Also, this red sentiment right here is telling you that it is bearish. It is a bearish sentiment. When this flips to the other side, flips to a different color, blue, then it's more of a buying opportunity. You will probably get an indicator saying buy or a strong buy. Until then, we are in bearish sentiment, and we are going to continue being bearish. So it's most likely not the best time to be going long, right? We also have the Lux Algo Premium Ultimate MACD, which is included in their package. But the great thing about this Lux Algo is this right here, which I'm going to share with you guys real quick. It's lifetime access to it. So you're not just buying it and paying monthly all the time. You are literally buying a lifetime access to this indicator for, and it looks like a big number, right? $997. But you gotta remember, this is the last time they will ever do this deal, because it's literally not beneficial to the company to give you lifetime access for $997. You only have 5 days left. On the 29th will be the last day, and you can pay with crypto. Lifetime access to all their indicators. If you're really looking to get into trading, if you're really looking into making this your next skill that you really want to harness and master throughout this bear market to get prepared for the next bull market, I would highly consider you guys take a look at Lux Algo and this great deal that they're running right now. Remember, you got 5 days left. It will never be offered again. So make sure you hit the link below. We do have a link for it down below. Make sure you hit that, and the channel, guys. We greatly appreciate it, and we want you all guys to get as much help as possible with really helpful indicators. We don't bring these indicators on here unless we truly believe in them, and we really do believe in these two indicators. So whether you use the easy bands or the Lux Algo, we have links down below that will help out the channel. Now let's start getting into the SPF stuff, right? A lot of things have been happening with SPF. People are constantly talking about it. People are wondering, is he gonna go to prison, right? Is he gonna go away? Is he gonna do time? I don't think he is. I think he's going to walk away free. And this is What If Wednesday, right? So this is my opinion with what I'm seeing on the news, and this is what I'm seeing so far. So let me share this real quick. Here on Twitter, he literally just tweeted today. If you guys give me 2 seconds here, he tweeted, "I will be speaking with Andrew Sorkin at the Dead Book Summit next Wednesday." This will be held in New York, right? We don't know currently if he's going to be in person or virtually, right? That could be a possibility that he's going to be there virtually. Either way, the fact that they're allowing this man to come on stage, whether it's virtual or in person, to continue speaking at these events, they're literally creating the new narrative of how sorry he is, how it was so unintentional, how he had good intentions the whole time, how things just slipped out of control and he had no idea what was going on, and none of it was his fact, right? BitBoy, he's been calling for this. They're creating the fluff piece, right? They're creating the new narrative to give him a new image, so that you feel sorry for this guy, so that you sympathize and say, yeah, he's a young guy. I'm sure he was trying his best, and things just got out of control, and things, everything wasn't his fault. And whether it is or isn't, I definitely believe this guy should be held accountable for this, right? He could have been a scapegoat, right? His family's involved in politics and has been for a long time. He was obviously, right. You see the diagram. He was funneling money to the Democratic Party, aka one of the second largest donor to Biden, and Biden was throwing money to Ukraine. Ukraine was using the money that they were being sent into FTX. So there goes the full circle, right? And so on and so forth. So I believe whether he knew it or not, he was definitely in some shady deals. He knew that the practices that they were doing were not sustainable. Maybe he didn't know it was going to collapse yesterday, right? Like it did. But at some point, somebody above him or him himself said it's time to pull the plug so that we can bring in the heavy regulation. Because now everyone is begging for regulation so that this does not happen again. And I do believe that he will walk away, that he will not see jail time. I do believe that he is, part of the deal. And if we see this happen, if he does go to this presentation, to this conference in person in New York and does not get arrested, I mean, what more do you guys need? That this guy is not going away. But I do have some articles here that I want to share with you guys. But before I get into that, and these articles are about Bankman-Fried. Crypto Billy says, "What if Keeper's beard was fake?" I'm telling you guys, his beard is fake. He combs it and he does all kinds of stuff to it. My beard is natural. My beard is all natural, no chemicals, no nothing, fully organic, free range. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Anybody that takes care of that much of their beard, it's got to be fake. All right, it's probably like a Donald Trump wig. I don't know what to tell you guys. So let's get into these articles. But before we do, smash the likes if you haven't smashed the likes just yet, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody watching right now. I hope you guys have a great weekend with your family, and make sure you're getting involved with Danger Close Alpha. Let me share this here with you guys real quick. Let me share this here. So here we are, guys. This is our website, Danger Close Alpha. We are at 713 NFTs out of 2,500. I know it says 3,000, but those last 500 will be held in reserve and will never be minted if not necessary. So all the power-ups and all the clues for the game are held within the first 2,500 NFTs. So it is your advantage to make sure that you grab as many as you can and strategize with that. Once the reveal happens, things are going to get crazy because people are going to see what they have, what they don't have, and what is left over. And things might get really wild at that point. So right now, things are calm, but it's only the calm before the storm. So prepare yourselves. Remember, 5 ETH competition. Get involved with DCA, commodities. It's the only way to get involved with this. So let's continue on. All right. Here comes the fluff piece that I'm telling you guys about. So this fluff piece is, here it is. Bankman-Fried says he's deeply sorry for the collapse in letter to FTX team. Why is this news? Because they're trying to change the narrative in your mind, right? They're trying to control you guys and make you guys think differently of him. Look at this sad picture, right? He's there all sad. His eyes are all watery, right? He looks like Jon Snow. That's not what his hair really looks like. And they're trying to change the narrative here, guys. This is not news. This is no reason to be even this being a headline. But he sent out a letter to FTX team reviewing about how things broke down, the bankruptcy to his employees, right? Largely confirms to the media, all this stuff, right? All the collateral. Says, I did not realize the full extent of margin position, nor did I realize the magnitude of the risk posed by a hyper correlated crash. So he comes out saying that he didn't realize the magnitude. He didn't realize the full extent of the margin position, right? And he also goes in to say that this is a quote from him. I believe that a month earlier, FTX had been thriving, profitable, innovative business, which means that FTX still had value, and that value could have gone towards helping to make everyone more whole. We likely could have raised significant funds. Potential interest in billions of dollars of funding came roughly 8 minutes after I signed the Chapter 11 documents, right? So he's literally here virtual signaling that it's not his fault. People were so interested in their assets. Their books weren't so bad. Everything was just bad timing. He didn't realize the full extent of the margins and everything that was happening with Amida, and the fact that Amida couldn't get liquidated and they were manipulating the launches of different coins. Didn't realize any of that. But this man was the man meeting with Gary Gensler, meeting with the SEC, and working towards passing regulation for crypto, talking about bit licenses, talking about all kinds of regulation that was beneficial to the business and to the crypto space, right? Because he was such a savior, yet he didn't understand nor realize what his own business was doing. Yeah, he's the guy, talking to regulators about regulation. And none of the regulators, like Gary Gensler and the SEC and all these people, ever investigated him, ever investigated his business, ever investigated nothing. Yet they were taking his word on, yeah, we should definitely do this. And yeah, the policy should be this and that. But nobody decided to look into him. So that smells fishy to me. That smells like Fugazi. That definitely signals to me that there was some level of inside information that they knew that this was an operation set up to fail, and they were just going to ignore. Right now, they're going after Tom Brady. Now they're going after these celebrities that endorsed or did a commercial with FTX. Why are they going after them? Why are they not going after Sam Bankman-Fried? Why? Why is Sam Bankman-Fried? They know where he is. Why aren't they going to go get him? Why are they just letting it slide? Why are they trying to push him into this other narrative now of how sorry he is, how he never meant it? Because it was an inside job. Because it was set up to fail from the beginning. Young guy comes out of nowhere, the next Warren Buffett, making billions of dollars under 30. All this Fugazi, right? All this virtual signaling of how great of a guy he is, of how great of an entrepreneur. We got Kevin O'Leary coming out defending him, saying that he will continue to invest in anything Sam Bankman-Fried works in because he's a genius and he knows all this stuff and he knows how to make money, no matter the fact that he rug pulled and people lost billions of dollars. So the fluff piece, the narrative comes out. This is all signaling to me, inside job. This man is meant to be a scapegoat, whether he was in on it fully to the full extent or was not. He is not going to do anything. He's going to be like the DuQuant, just be floating around until people forget about it, right? DuQuant happened months ago. Terra Luna happened months ago. Do people talk about it? They talk about it in passing. Do they talk about DuQuant? Not really. People forget who DuQuant even is already. Are they going to do anything? No. More time passes, more likely nothing's going to happen. He's going to set up his situation and escape regulation, escape whatever they're going to do to him, and he's just going to be out there floating around doing nothing. And if he were to ever do time with the connections he has, right? I think her name is like Maxine Walters or something like that. That's investigating the FTX situation. There's pictures of them together. There's literally documentation of meetings with him and her. You think she's gonna do something to him? You think there's not, some palms have not been greased? Some people didn't know that this was coming up. Of course they knew. Of course they knew. It is create the problem and then give them the solution at the same time. They created this crypto crash, right? They built up this FTX huge, magnificent, exchange, how amazing crypto is, young guy running this multi-billion-dollar business, and then destroying crypto, trying to destroy the image of cryptocurrencies so that now everyone is begging for regulation so that this never happens again. And here comes the government as the savior, but at the same time sweeping under the rug the fact that they already knew that this was coming up, this was happening, and they're just it smells to me like the 9/11 of crypto, right? After 9/11 happened, what came up? Everyone was asking to go and invade these countries and create the war that was created. The fight on terrorism, all this Fugazi happened. What did we get from that? The Patriot Act. Everybody was like, yeah. We go for it. What did Edward Snowden reveal? The level of spying and the level of surveillance that the government was doing illegally on American citizens, right? What do you think is going to happen with this FTX thing? If regulation really does come in heavy, and I see it coming heavy unless some big players in the game maybe BitBoy or somebody else intervenes and can really change the narrative, which honestly, it's up in the air, right? I don't know the extent of the connections that BitBoy has, whether he can make this happen or not, and maybe save crypto from tremendously terrible regulation. Maybe he can, and I hope he can. But if he can't, they're going to come in heavy. They're going to start passing the crypto related Patriot Acts, right, to protect the customers, to protect the users, and they're not going to be beneficial to you and me. They're not going to be beneficial at all. We're going to be seeing more regulations and exchanges becoming more stringent on KYC, on being able to withdraw money, all kinds of fugazi that's going to work against our favor. We already saw them releasing the CBDC pilot. What a coincidence. FTX goes down, and shortly after, they make a big announcement. CBDC pilot program coming out. Not the first one, but they are building the narrative of how the CBDCs, the stablecoins, the government stablecoins are needed to protect you guys. This is all an inside job. That is just my opinion. We got some more stuff here, right? So actually, no, I'm not even going to cover this, right? The next article is literally just talking about Sam Bankman-Fried showing up to the New York conference to speak. Nobody knows if it's going to, the conference is on the 30th. It's next Wednesday. It's right after the Decentral conference. And we don't know if it's going to be in person or virtual just yet. But the fact that this guy is still out there, they haven't done anything. They know who he is, and they're going after celebrities like Tom Brady or I forgot what the other guy's name was from the Super Bowl commercial because they were paid to talk about FTX versus going out to the guy that literally rug pulled and did illegal business practices and literally then hacked, right? At this point, everybody knows he himself had the back door to the exchange and was able to extract another $300 million, right? And they're not doing anything. They're not even talking about it. They're not even talking about the possibilities that can happen to him, what they're going to do. They're not talking about that. They're just talking about how sorry he is, about how he didn't mean to do this, about how he's going to go to a conference to go make some more public apologies. It's all narrative distractions, right? Smoke and mirrors, fugazi. They're not even talking about what they're going to do to him and what they should be doing to him if they actually believed and wanted to do something to him. It is wild, right? And a lot of people are going to point out, oh, this is exactly why we need regulation. So this doesn't happen. Guys, I understand. Everybody wants regulation because when regulation is set, institutional players can feel more comfortable, right? It's all about the institutional players now. They need to feel comfortable being able to put their tons and tons of money in there so that we can pump our bags and get rich tomorrow. And maybe that will be the situation. Maybe, right? Maybe a lot of you watching today will benefit from this when institutions eventually drop big money into it or whatever, right? And we get some like Dubai Prince or whatever it is to drop billions of dollars because institutional money, yada yada yada. That's cool. But the ethos of crypto and the regulation that's coming in could destroy what crypto was originally meant to be. And you will no longer gain freedom with crypto. If we just let the traditional system swoop in to pump our bags, I'm telling you guys that in the long run, yes, we could possibly make some money if you're not being crushed in the market and being flooded out of the market. And most people panic sold on the way down, right? The few people that are in right now might benefit from this, but tons and tons of people have all been flooded out of the market or crushed out of the market because of the inside jobs that they've been doing to scare people out and make them panic sell at a loss and make them not trust crypto and make them hate it so that then they can then tell you now it's safe because we've passed all this regulation that is not beneficial to you, that is just going to make things more complicated for you, and we're just going to be able to surveillance you even more and yada yada yada. Then they're going to sell it to you back at a premium. their institutional money already made their money, and you guys continue to be debt slaves, thinking you're going to get rich off of this, and you probably won't, right? It's going to become a stock market where nothing's really moving, but we will see, right? That's all speculation. That's all speculation. Either way, we got to be very careful with the regulations coming in. We got to be very careful what we wish for, because a lot of us might not really be understanding what we're wishing for here. And it can definitely seem very promising in the short term financially, but in the long term could have very, very huge consequences that might be too late to reverse at that point. So we got to be very careful with institutions. We got to be very careful with these regulations that people are wishing for, because they're not always going to be to our benefit. Let's read some chat here. Michael B says, "Is FBF behind Litecoin pumping? Litecoin does have private transactions now. Yes, they do. Um, I've heard horror stories of Mount Gox. Yep, this is practically basically the next Mount Gox, right? Mount Gox didn't make any regulations come, but this will definitely have regulations coming. And another thing I wanted to point out, right? The guy that created Tornado Cash, he wrote some code, and the code is just a utility, right? It's just a tool, right? It's just as much of a tool as this measuring tape, right? I can get this measuring tape and hit somebody over the head with it, or I can use this measuring tape to actually measure something, right? The measuring tape in of itself is not inherently good or bad. It is just a tool, right? That argument is used for Second Amendment, for many different things. Same thing with Tornado Cash. Inherently, it's just a tool. You can use it for good or you can use it for bad. They came after the guy that created Tornado Cash very rapidly, locked him up, and we all forgot about it. Nobody talks about it no more. Fugazi, poof, gone. Nobody even remembers that this guy is locked up or wherever he's at right now. And all he did was write some code to create a tool that you could use for good or bad. What you use it for is up to you, right? Not his responsibility. Yet the guy that rug pulled billions of dollars and crashed an entire market, and he didn't know, and he's sorry, and he didn't even understand what was happening. That guy is still sitting in his suite, right? That guy is still sitting in his penthouse. That guy is hanging out with his family eating turkey. That guy's not even being talked about in the mainstream media, to the fact that they're coming after him at all. They're not. Besides BitBoy, nobody's talking about him going to jail, right? And I'm talking about, like, lawyers. I'm talking about big news media outlets. I'm talking about, regulators. Nobody is talking about that. They're talking about crypto regulations for sure. They're talking about, how dangerous crypto is for sure. They're not talking about how dangerous Bankman-Fried was with his scheme and his Ponzi, right? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's going after him. This is why it's an inside job. This is why I believe there's a big chance that he walks out of this free. But outside of that, I want to end this on a good note, right? It's Thanksgiving weekend. Everybody have a safe and fun weekend. Enjoy this time with your family. Crypto's still going to be here when you guys get back. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be on Decentral. We're going to be speaking on panels. We're going to be, creating content for you guys, all kinds of stuff. In the meantime, the commodities drop is still happening. Make sure you're minting some commodities. Make sure you are going out there and getting as many power-ups as you possibly can to make sure your faction and you yourself have the biggest advantage to win this game and take the 5 ETH home, right? We're doing what FTX is not. We're giving you some money back. That's as simple as that. On top of it, remember what I showed you earlier. Lux Algo, lifetime guarantee, lifetime access to their indicators, to all their indicators. One small payment, right? You can pay with crypto. And if you actually use it and you actually learn how to trade, you're going to be able to make that money back. Once in a lifetime opportunity. They're not going to be presenting this anymore. Get the link down below. You got until the 29th, I believe. 5 more days before that offer is expired. Guys, like always, question everything, trust nothing, and until next time, Haro, like it's hot. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.